I'm here to give you a little piece of advice. If you are somebody that has got offers going out, whether those offers are courses, whether you're launching something at the moment, whether it's one-to-one services that you've got or an agency or whatever you've got going out there. I got this, I'm inspired by talking to some of my clients today about issues that people have when they put stuff out there and people don't buy. So I wanted to talk to you about why this might be. I've got 3 just small things that you can do to get your offers out there more and to get people to buy the offers. So the first thing that you can do is show some enthusiasm. I've seen so many people offering stuff at the moment, like whether it's a new course that they've got, something new that they've got coming out, something they've sold before. They don't even seem excited about it. They're just like, oh, I've got this thing. If anyone wants to buy it, here you go. Why should we get excited about it if you're not even excited about it? Like, put some passion into it. Tell us why you love this thing that you've made, why it's needed. But mainly just be enthusiastic about it. I know that it can sometimes be scary to put stuff out there, but if you're putting stuff out there and you're not enthusiastic, nobody else is going to be, because they won't understand how good it is. Your energy has to be there when you put stuff out. It's really important. The second thing to do is put it out there more than you think you need to put it out there. So if you're saying, I've put something out there 2 or 3 times, but if you've put something out there a couple of times, and especially when you're launching, we send a few emails. It's not just about sending the emails. You need to send an email every day for sure, probably more than once a day. But it's also about showing up, like, to wherever your audience is, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, preferably everywhere, and just getting out there and talking about that you've got this thing for sale. And I hear people say, yeah, but I put it out there. I did put it out there like twice already this week. Like, twice. People don't see hundreds of things that you put out there these days because there's so much noise out there. You need to be putting it out there daily, more than once a day, on every platform you have, plus email, like everywhere, and in different ways, because people will want different things from it. So if you've got, course out there for coaches to make more money, you can go on there and you can talk about making more money. Like, if you want to make more money, this course is going to really help you to be able to do that. But you can also do about the strategy of it. If you don't know what you're doing each day and you sometimes wake up and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing today to get more clients? This is going to help you with that. In other words, go into it with different angles, because not everybody thinks the same. Not everyone has the exact same way of thinking about the same problem. They might think in different ways. So if you can go in with some different angles, that will work. But mainly, go in more. Like, you can't annoy people by showing up. You might annoy them, but they're never going to be the people that buy from you. So why do you care anyway? Like, you need to be showing up for those people that need it. When you're selling something, you're not being pushy. You're not shoving it in their faces, because it's your platforms. They are coming to you to see you talk. So that means they want to hear from you. It's absolutely okay for you to actually ask for the sale. Like, I have this thing. Would you like to buy it? Hardly anyone does that anymore. They just say, oh, I'm really good at this. Just be outright. Would you like to buy this thing? Do you want it? Have you got this problem? Because I have the solution. Here you go. And talk about it, and do it as many times as possible over a short period of time, so that people see it, especially if you're only launching for a week. They need to see it over and over again. It sometimes takes people 5 or 6 times before they make a decision to buy it, let alone see it. They might not even see it at all. People often say to me who are clients, oh, my launch didn't work. I put it out there, no one bought it, and I'm their mentor. I'm on their page all the time, and I haven't even seen it. People need you to say it over and over again. You will not annoy everybody. And if you do, it doesn't matter if you annoy everybody. Like, the people that need to hear it, need to hear it. The people that really need your solution to their problem, they're really waiting for you to get in front of them and say, hey, I've got the solution. If you don't do that, they can't know. Now, a little word on messaging, because that's the third point, really. Often people think that their messaging is something that they need to work on for a particular launch or a particular offer that they're putting out there. And this is whether it's, online, anything, copywriting, coaching, it doesn't really matter, freelance stuff. Your messaging isn't about what you put out there for the launch. That's a tiny percentage of it. Your messaging is actually what you've been saying for the past 3 to 6 months before that, when people have been following you, because that's what people are being bought into. When you bring out a course, the messaging is a tiny part of it. What else have you been saying? We were just talking in my mastermind about how sometimes we are after a certain person. Let's say we're after someone that's at multi-7 figures to buy our thing, but we're talking as if we're talking to somebody who has made their first 1,000 a month. So you're not going to attract the people at multi-7 figures if the messaging you're using and the things you've been saying are at people at a certain level. Now, where I see this the most is when people are kind of doing that complainy marketing thing, where they're like, oh, who hates it when marketers do this? Or isn't it really annoying when people DM you like this? Like, we all do it, but if you do that a lot and then you try and sell something to multi-7 figure entrepreneurs, they'll look at all of your messaging up till then and they will assume that you sell to a lower marketplace, a marketplace where people have less money. It's about how you get things across. So if you're wanting to sell to multi-7 figure entrepreneurs, just as an example, there's lots of different people you might want to sell to, then you need to make sure that how you're speaking is about problems that multi-7 figure entrepreneurs have in the way that they're saying them. If you're doing the opposite, and actually the clients you want are people who are, at lower than 6 figures, that's a different way that you need to speak. If you start talking in the language of a multi-7 figure entrepreneur, those people are not going to understand what you're talking about, and they're probably going to think you're not for them. But how you speak to them and the messaging you use and the wording you use and the things you talk about and the things you care about and the things you complain about, all of those things tell the person that's watching who you're for. And if they don't think you're for them because of how you're saying things, of how you're marketing things, they simply won't buy from you. So remember not to just look at your messaging. I see some brilliant messaging, some really good messaging when people are launching something. Like, wow, this is amazing, but people don't buy it. And the reason they don't buy it is because they're not even looking at that messaging when that person's selling something, because they've been watching that account for the last 6 months and seeing a completely different type of messaging for a different type of audience. Another one of those kind of things is when people are, for want of a better word, bitchy online. If people are saying nasty things online and negativity and trying to rile up people, whether it's grenade launches. If you don't know what I mean by that, it's when you put something out there for the sake of engagement. You just write a post for engagement so that you'll get more engagement on a post. Let me tell you something. Engagement on a post doesn't mean that those people are going to buy from you. So if you're putting stuff out there just to be negative, just to get other people riled up, especially if it's cryptic, all you're going to get is, hey, hun, you okay messages. No person is going to go, oh, I really want to work with that person, because they'll think that's your messaging. Everything you put out there is your messaging. You don't get to decide, oh, my messaging is this because I'm putting it out there today when I'm launching. You don't get to decide that. We're deciding because we're watching all the time. Your clients are deciding because they're watching your social media for months before that. So have a look at your social media now over the last 6 months. That's your messaging. Not what you're about to launch. That's what's going to decide whether people are actually going to buy now. So just something to bear in mind if you're launching. It might not be that your messaging is wrong now. It might be that it has been over the past 6 months. So remember 3 things. Put it out there more. Way more than you think you need to put it out there. Get the messaging right as well. Can't remember the first thing. And enthusiasm. Like, make sure you're really enthusiastic about your own products that you're selling, because if you look bored talking about them, nobody's going to think they're very good. Enthusiasm counts for so much. Energy counts for so much when you're selling something. Like, how many times have you bought something because the enthusiasm that that person has of knowing how good it is has just made you go, God, I want in. You almost get that FOMO because somebody's so enthusiastic about how exciting it's going to be. But if you're showing up going, yeah, I've got this thing, if you want it, it'll probably help you if you're this kind of person. Like, you ain't excited? I'm now not excited. And that's how it goes. Yeah, more energy, more footwork. proper messaging way before the time that you need it there, and then you will be able to sell things in a much easier way.